headquarters of common sense.
Talk Radio.
Rishi Sunak, what is a woman?
Well, I thought the Prime Minister answered this brilliantly in Prime Minister's Question Times, in Prime Minister's Questions this week, and I fully agree with him.
And so what is your definition of a woman?
As I said, I would exactly agree with what the Prime Minister said at Prime Minister's Question Time. I thought he answered the question very well.
An adult human female?
Sorry, Julia, as I said, I thought the Prime Minister answered the question brilliantly. And
he thought he answered it brilliantly. So what were the words that he said that you agree with, Chancellor?
Well, I think if you look at the full thing that he said on Wednesday, he answered the question brilliantly, and I would agree with every word that he said.
We're not going to get a proper answer from you, are we? It's a really simple question.
Because I can't remember it.
Well, okay. I mean, adult human,
as well as he did.
Adult human female.
I thought he put it very well, and I think if actually you get his language, and I'd happily associate myself with every word that he said. I thought he put it very well.
I find it extraordinary to say that it's brave of you to say that women's sport should be allowed to continue in which biological females compete against biological females, because good luck to Lia Thomas, but when you see her standing on the winners' podium, dwarfing the person who came second and third, she's biologically, she is clearly so much stronger than the biological female competitors, that there's a problem here. This is not a level playing field. It's not fair. You said so, or you've bravely said so. I said it again. Why is it brave to state, if I can say this, the bleeding obvious?
Because there's an awful lot of trans activists out there that just seem to think that it's okay to, pile on people, to be rude, to not listen to other people's arguments, and also to just not listen to facts and figures. And I've always tried to be really respectful. I absolutely believe that Lia has the right to identify however she likes and to be happy and to be 100% safe. But women, females, are entitled to have equal opportunities in sport as their male counterparts, which means that we're entitled to a level playing field. And at the moment, men are between 10 and 30% better, depending on how explosive the event is. So something like weightlifting is 30%, it's absolutely massive. Something like middle distance running, we're looking at 10%. That's still absolutely huge when people win Olympic medals by hundredths of a second. And 1.5% would cover the whole of the Olympic final, probably actually the top 20. So you can't give away 10, 30% without it being utterly ridiculous. And so what happens is someone like Lia, who was ranked over number 500 in college swimming when she was competing as a male, which was 2 years ago, has become number one in the world, beating 3 Olympic silver medalists in the process. And she's not even a sprinter. She actually was a 1,500 meter swimmer, which was the longest distance we have in the swimming pool, which is why she has this very lazy stroke, which means that she uses her upper body and not her legs, which is not a sprinter's style whatsoever.
I think all three of us, we're all for trans rights. I agree with you, I agree with you. Everybody should be allowed to live their lives in whatever way makes them happy, as long as they don't harm anyone else. But in terms of sport, as I say, all due respect to Lia Thomas, this is not against her personally, but what she's doing is making swimming, it's turning it into a ludicrous spectacle, to be honest with you. It's making it not fair. Something has to be done about this, because we're in mission creep now, aren't we? This is going to spread to many other sports, and it spells potentially the end for women who want to take part in sports.
Yeah, well, ultimately, it means that females won't be able to win their own races. But the thing is, it's not just winning the races. In that one event, Lia's event, the 500 meters last week, there was a girl that didn't make the semi-finals because she was 17th. There was a girl that didn't make the final because she was 9th. There was a girl that didn't get on the medal podium because she was 4th. And there was a girl that actually was 2nd, who actually was the first female in the race who didn't become the national champion. So, there were 5 women that were affected by Lia's just one swim in that one particular race. So it isn't just about the actual racing and the winning. It's also the person that from Penn State who didn't make the team because she got left at home because Lia got her place. So it affects all the way down the chain. And we already know we have quite a problem trying to encourage young girls to stay in sport. And it's really important that we do get that message out to them, because it's all about health and well-being and mental health in particular. But if they don't even have those examples to look up to because their races are being won by males, where are we going to go with that? This is about sexual discrimination. Yes. Men are entitled to have fair sport, and at the moment, women are not.
Naomi, can you tell me what a woman is?
Yes, a woman is an adult human female. It's really very straightforward.
Ta-da! It's a really simple answer to a question, isn't it? So does that include men who say they are women?
No.
Again, job done, move on. But why do you think so many politicians, we've seen this from Keir Starmer, yes, a woman is an adult human female, but also trans women are also women. Same issue I had with a male politician yesterday, Rishi Sunak trying to just not get involved. I mean, why do you think we're in this mess where our politicians can't even tell us what a woman is?
I think the real reason we're in this mess is that there has been such a sustained attempt by people purporting to be trans allies to make the truth unsayable, to make simple facts like biological reality so toxic that even senior politicians are fazed by simple questions like, what is a woman? And we're seeing what an extraordinarily effective job has been done. This has been the no debate strategy of Stonewall and Gendered Intelligence and GIRES and all those Press for Change and all those organisations.
But basically, to even raise any questions, to even question the Stonewall claim, trans women are women, to question that is itself transphobic and hateful and bigoted. So you can't even go there. This is incredible, again and again, that particularly we have men, whether they are men claiming to be women or men who are living as men, telling women what a woman is. There is no other part of the of the sort of the rights culture and the the victim culture of whether it's minorities of any sort, where we allow the other people to decide whether or not the definition of what someone is. It's quite bizarre.
Adult, female, human. That's all we need. Yeah. That's what a woman is. Right. Why can't any of these men tell a woman what she is?
I mean, I can't imagine why you can't just say that.
What was that about? That was so strange. I was listening this morning. It was. I remember thinking, this is so odd. Yeah. Are they so fearful of the trans lobby? I mean, what kind of gets to me is that when I was growing up, so when I was a teenager and in my early 20s, I was in kind of going out, and I was always going out into the gay clubs. And a close friend of mine was a trans woman, and we got on so well. So I'm a real trans advocate. Yeah. But what they're doing now, what's going on now, is an insanity. It is an insanity.
And by the way, not every trans person, woman or man, believes it either.
No, my trans friends don't.
They're not all backing that.
No, they're not. Yeah. But they've got a very loud, very kind of violent almost, the way that they kind of go for you, the trolling. If you say, I am an adult human female, that's what I am. As a woman, that's what I am. Right. And so these things have to be, and all women, and I know you've said the vagina word with Laura yesterday, so I can say it as well. So, and women have, vaginas, and we give birth, and we have ovaries, and we menstruate, and that's what women do. It's not people.
No.
It's
really
what a woman does.
No, it's unbelievable. I find it extraordinary that these politicians haven't got the cojones, quite frankly, which men have, by the way. I think it's right in saying. To say it. Just say it. But what could possibly go wrong?
Can I just say, if you say that, it doesn't mean that you're anti-trans. No. I'm not anti-trans. I've got trans friends, right, and who are amazing, brilliant people who have suffered unbelievably to get to where they are, because it's not an easy transition. It's really, really hard. Yeah. And trans women need our support and our help. But this kind of madness, this language, this behaviour of rewriting biology and history and what we are, evolution, that's wrong.
Well, I don't think Lia Thomas should be competing with women. I think Ash is absolutely right. Ash has hit the nail on the head. You retain all the advantages of males, and we should not be competing with women.
Exactly.
But when somebody says that, particularly me or Ash, say things like that, then there are quite a lot
say
of
transphobe. Yeah, they say you're transphobe.
Yeah, and we're called all kinds of names.
Yeah.
Well, I get called all sorts of names as well. You know, the term transphobe can be applied to me. I just think I'm talking reality and speaking sense.
And I think.
But why do the? Sorry, I was going to say, why do the authorities in sport, are they frightened? Because, you know, there are differences.
It's PC, isn't it? Political correct.
And, you know, we have a very good friend, Ash and I, who became a woman. You actually wouldn't know if you met her. She's really happy. She was in the wrong body, and she doesn't talk about it, and she just lives her life as a woman now. But there's a minority of people now who just want to keep on about this particular issue. Which is probably making the lives of a lot of trans women very difficult, I would think.
Yes, it does. You know, going back to what Ash was saying before, in sport especially, we retain all those advantages, and we should not be competing with women. But on the other hand, we should just really be allowed to get on with our lives in peace. There shouldn't be any prejudice against us, or we shouldn't be discriminated against, treated less favourably, simply because we're trans. And that can be separated from this, which is, in my view, just totally unhelpful when people with male bodies are competing in women's sports. Because you don't segregate sport on the basis of feelings, you segregate it on the basis of bodies. And we all know this.
Of physicality.
And I mean, are there some trans people, because I don't know much about this, I must admit, I'm far too old. I'm going to use age as my excuse for everything tonight, Ash, as well.
Yeah.
Are there some trans people now who live their lives as the opposite sex to the one they were born with, but they still live their lives with all their original accoutrements?
Yeah, Frida, who calls us, does.
Well, I don't know. I can't speak for anybody else. Some do, perhaps some don't. But we need to come back again to the reality of bodies, and we can make whatever changes to our bodies as we like, but we retain our skeletons, we retain our hearts, we retain most of our physical strength.
Muscles, yeah.
And that is what's important when it comes to sport.
Good talk.
Hot talk. Bold talk. Talk radio.
Listen on your smart speaker.
Watch it live on your smart TV. The world headquarters of common sense.
Talk Radio.